Let's keep it real. Opening a business is not for the weak. But online, it has become so glorified. It is the number one thing that people are suggesting you do instead of picking up a trade and starting your own business. Opening up a lounge, opening up a restaurant is super glorified here in Atlanta. And it has just become something to where everybody thinks it is that's your means to success. And while I have started a gazillion businesses, I have been the jack of all trades, but the master at nothing. I want to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of starting your own business. Okay, just so that you know a little bit of background about me, I am Deanna. Thank you for watching. I work in restaurants and lounges here in Atlanta, and I particularly am very knowledgeable of the restaurant lounge business. I work in operations, so I do have some insight on this on top of me starting my own business, etc., etc. Let's talk about the good. Yes, you get a lot of freedom. Yes, you get a lot of control, but I can counter that with you'll get decision fatigue. You'll get tired of having to make so many decisions. And when you are a person that is very controlling, or you want to have your hands on, if this is your first business that you've ever started, it's going to be hard for you to relinquish control. So you're going to get burnt out. Don't get it twisted. And you cannot be everything. And in this industry, particularly restaurant lounge business, I've seen you try to be everything, and then 2 years down the line, your business closes because you didn't pass on the task. You didn't let somebody else do it. You wanted to control how everything is done. So yes, the freedom and control is good, but let's dial it back with you being able to pass the task so that you can be the best version of yourself. So there's good, and there's also bad if you do not let it go. Let's talk about the unlimited earning potential. Yes, you can earn an extreme amount of money if you have the right things in line. The big if is realizing that in this industry, particularly the restaurant lounge industry, if you don't run a tight ship, it's over with. It's over with. If you don't stay focused on your finances and really examine how much you spend and how much you're wasting, if you don't have a kitchen manager to be able to track your waste, if you don't have a bar manager to be able to track your waste, it is going to go down the drain, and it will be rough. In Atlanta, they definitely glorify opening up a business, and they're not telling you, your first 2-3 years, it's going to be hard. Shoot, the first 5 years, it's going to be hard to be able to find all the right people, because they don't talk about that. They act like they just open up a lounge and they had all the perfect staff from day one. No, people grow, people move on, things change within a business, and the same people that you started with are unlikely going to be the same people that you end with once you get your systems in place. But where a lot of people fail is they don't have those systems in place in the first place. You're at the top of the food chain and you're the owner, and you don't have any type of system in place, it's going to be rough for you. So while your earning potential, the vision of the earning potential is through the roof, let's keep it real. The first 5 years can easily be rough if you do not have things in place. When you have your own business, yes, you can have purpose and pride because this is your baby. This is your business. But in Atlanta, it is glorified to open up a restaurant lounge, and they do not talk about how hard it is to get to that level, to where you can be prideful, to where you can feel like you have purpose, so you can feel like you have made an impact on the community. How many staff members you're going to have to get rid of? How many people are going to try to steal from you? People that don't really care. Understanding and detaching your emotions from it. Understanding that it's a lot of drugs and alcohol in this industry. So understanding that the caliber of human being that you're dealing with is not normal. It's not the regular person out here. So while it is giving you purpose and pride for you to have your business, you can easily get lost in the sauce. Let's move on to financial uncertainty. If you do not have somebody that actually cares, and that is going to be a journey within itself, that actually cares about your business, you're going to have to be in there. You're going to have to be the person that's going to be there day in and day night. And a lot of people think that just because they've opened up a business, several businesses before, that they don't need to actually be in the building. That you don't need to educate yourself on what's going on. And that's why your business starts to decline. You're not actually showing up. You're not actually learning as an owner. You're not actually putting yourself out there. You've hired all these people. You've put all these people into place, but you don't know nothing. So that person that's all the way right, that's all the way up at the top can rob you blind. Because you have not taken the time out to learn what's how important food costs are and how small the margin is on food. Like, if I could tell anybody in 2025, if you're going to open up a restaurant lounge, number one, you need to take business classes. Number two, you need to understand food costs and you need to actually learn like pricing and all that. Number three, you need to get a system for your alcohol in place because those are the most important things. Your largest margin, of course, is going to be off alcohol. And if you don't have a system to be able to balance your alcohol in place, you're going to get robbed blind. They're going to drink up all your liquor. They're going to have fun with all your liquor. And that is where I see a lot of money going out the door. Additionally, it's super long hours. It's long hours of you having to be there day in, day out, day in, till you get the right staff, till you get the right people in place. It is really, really long hours. You could have 16-hour days. You could be there from open to close. And a lot of businesses out here, they feel like they got to open up a gazillion days, not realizing in the area you've got a lot of competition, not realizing in the area these people don't really go out during this time. Like, you're not even researching your area. You were so steady and you were so dead set on opening up this building that you didn't even research the area around it. You didn't even check out the area around it. Another thing is the emotional ups and downs. There's going to be so many high highs to where you make a bunch of money. And if you don't set that money aside, it's over. You're going to have lows. You're going to have down seasons. And I don't think that a lot of people plan for that, which is another reason why businesses are failing. You're not planning for, hey, we got an ice storm. We got to have some money aside. Every year we close. Every year there's a slow season. Are you preparing? Do you have a calendar? Are you preparing for the lows? And while what ends up happening is you see a lot of money in your account, but you don't realize how much you spend on napkins. You don't realize how much you spend on sparklers. You don't realize how much you're spending on food. You don't realize how much waste is going on. So you don't even analyze your number. You just see a lot of money coming in and out. And that is why your business is failing, because you don't know costs of anything. Last but not least, you have a lot of responsibility. So the staff members don't care if you can't make your payroll. You got to come up with it. They work their hours. They don't care. They don't care about you not having any money or you not making any money. They do not care. It is your responsibility to figure out how you're going to pay your staff. It's your responsibility to make sure the staff gets paid. In Atlanta, I see people not getting paid. But you decided to open up a business and not realizing you got to have money for payroll. You decided to open up a business and say, hey, this isn't, I don't have enough money. You overspent in building. So while the responsibility is high, yes, it can be very rewarding. But I want to counter it with a lot of people do not understand the concept of money. We could even go there. The concept of money is so far-fetched from you that you don't really know what's actually happening within your business. You don't understand or respect money. So how do you expect to be able to make money? If you decide to open up a business, you have to take into account all the things that I said. While owning a business is very, very rewarding, I want you to understand there's a lot of things that have to be in place in order for you to be successful. Me in particularly, I'm always saying, is God in the building? You know, I don't want to get him. I don't want to get spiritual on y'all. But if your building doesn't even have God in it, I don't know how you expect to flourish. If you don't have any respect for money and people in place that actually care about your money, how do you expect to make money? While the business is very rough, while it is very rewarding, you have to have your finances in order. You have to be able to pay taxes. And that is where a lot of businesses in Atlanta are failing, because they're not even paying their taxes. You don't even have somebody to be able to help you. You're not even putting that money aside weekly to be able to pay your taxes on the 19th. You're just willy-nilly in it and expecting to be able to make a check. So while we're in Atlanta, I want you to understand they glorify opening up a business. Opening up a restaurant lounge is great. And yes, I have seen it extremely profitable. I want you to know the ugly. There's a lot of ugly that you need to be able to take into consideration to understand if you are the best person for this job. And that's that. This was just my small rant on the good, the bad, and the ugly of opening up your own business, particularly a business in Atlanta, particularly a restaurant lounge. Just a small snippet of it. If you like this, please like and subscribe below. Follow me on all social media. I am Deanna Darcell. Until then, bye.